Welcome to our posts. Today. We will see stories of r/TrueOffMyChest. The way my patient's mom died is the reason I'll abort my child if it has disabilities. I'm F24 and I work home health, and I was put with a brother and sister duo. We call our mentally handicapped distributed denial of service. That's what they are. I had started working for them around the time that their mom died. They are in their 50s and they try to have sex with each other and have the whole time growing up, so I really have to watch them. I never knew how their mom passed until recently. Turns out it was dead winter and it was snowing bad. Their mom got up to go to the bathroom and collapsed. She laid in the floor for 4 days. 4 days these mindless people was walking past her day in and day out. They never once tried to seek help. There was cameras in the home and they found out the son would sit by her and talk to her while she begged him to go get help. She ended up dying due to an heart attack on the 4th day. She was found due to her sister called a nearby friend and having him go check because she hadn't heard from her. All 3 was covered in human waste and was in poor condition. The family had to go to court to give custody of them to a family memes, and they refused to let them go into an assisted living facility. This is the reason I'll never have kids with disabilities and will abort them if there's even a chance they will. Next story. I can never leave my boyfriend. I will be with this man till I die. Last night I had a beef stew for dinner. I've had bariatric surgery, and for those who have never had it before, you are no longer the same person after. You become a completely changed person in the worst way possible, and last night was one of the nights the new demon inside my bowels reared its head. I was woken up from my sleep at around 2 a.m. to the most foul smell known to man. Surely this smell did not come from me. No. I blamed my partner. He was awake too, but just on his phone, and when he noticed I was awake, he rolled over to cuddle me, but he didn't say anything. I didn't either, I just went back to sleep. Morning rolled around and I finally woke up fully. The smell was gone and I needed the toilet. Once on the toilet, an involuntary fart ripped out of me and the bathroom was filled with the same stench I smelled the previous night. It was me. I farted in my sleep and woke myself up. My boyfriend must have smelt it. How many of my farts has he smelled? How many times have I farted and not noticed because I've been asleep? I can never leave him now. He knows too much. Next story. I broke off from a friend group I've known for 7 years over a tab at Chili's. I 20F have been friends with these 2 girls, Charlie 20F and Alex 19F. We have been very close since middle school and get along and fangirl over the same anime, K-pop bands, artists, etc. One day we decided to go to our favorite spot, Chili's. We always separate the bill and there are 0 issues. However, Alex decides they want to invite a male friend, John 18M, which is fine with all of us. The food was good per usual, then the server asks for split or 1 check. Then Charlie, who usually says it's separate every time we go out and eat, says all 1. Which I thought it was just her feeling generous that day. But then they started giving John crap eating grins. Charlie said, "Julian, you're paying for us all, just to be clear." John says, "What?" with a visible confusion on his face. Alex and Charlie giggle, get up, and they leave. They signaled me to go as well, but I was just as confused as John was. What the F just happened? Me and John sit there awkwardly. The check comes to $125, and I tell the server to give us a moment to provide payment. I only had enough for me $30, and John only has enough for him $40. Charlie texted in our group chat asking if I was coming with them. I told them, what the F are they doing? Then they went on some BS that John should want to impress us, and that it's a man's role to treat is like princesses or some BS. I thought they were joking, but they were dead serious. And upon me going outside to physically confront them, they were serious, because they left me and John with no ride and the tab. I called my dad if he could spare me $60 and that he can just cut off my allowance for 2 weeks. I explained the situation, But he agreed with Alex and Charlie and said that this is John's problem now and not mine. It was like scene out of a movie. I was in complete disbelief. I explained the situation to the server, who was super cool and said if you can't produce the payment now, I can just leave a number and they can charge me tomorrow. Out of one last-ditch effort, I called my uncle for the money, and he immediately understood and sent me the money, and even said he would be there to pick me and John up. I pay the tab. I apologize heavily to John about the entire situation, but he was actually really chill and super grateful for what I was doing, because he only had $40 from his birthday money, and decided to spend it with his friends. I get a text from Alex in the group chat asking if John paid for the tab. I said, no, I did, and got mad at me. Then my dad asked what had happened. I tell him the truth, that his brother paid for the tab and he got mad at me. Do I live in the Twilight Zone? Am I crazy for not wanting to ruin a friend's life over Chili's? Anyways, after Alex saying, I'm just not going to invite guys to our plans anymore, I left the group chat and blocked both Alex and Charlie. John also cut ties with them, and we have started talking more and more, and we sometimes play Fortnite together. Anyways, moral of the story, you think you know someone. Edit, I should probably empathize that me and John didn't even know each other before this happened. Second edit, yes, I am 20 and still get a $50 weekly allowance. I am actively looking for work. Some of you guys are antagonizing my dad, but yet want to act like mine for not working. Third edit, people are asking why I didn't just pay for my own tab, give them my friends' numbers or addresses, and call the police yadadad. Is that what I should have done? 0.10%, but I felt like John was already visibly stressed about the situation, and I didn't want to escalate it to potentially more stress. I was thinking about John's well-being above everything, and having someone else cover the rest of the money was the easiest solution for me. Probably not the right one, but the easiest for me and John. Next story. I just realized I'm the golden child. I 15M have an older sister 16F. Although we're only a year and a half apart, we're completely different. I'm very social and have never had trouble making friends. I love going out and playing sports. I hate studying, but despite that, I do well in school, and even though I'm considered the class clown, most teachers seem to like me. My sister, on the other hand, is very shy and introverted. She loves reading and studying, and she's one of the top students in her class with a 4.0 GPA. She has a small group of friends, but she almost never goes out with them. She just likes to stay in her room. Growing up, my sister was always jealous of me, always saying that our mom preferred me over her. Whenever we brought this up, our mom reassured us that she loved us equally. Mom always told me to ignore my sister's comments, saying she was just jealous of me. Recently, our mom took both of us to a clinic for a comprehensive psychological evaluation. This was mainly because my sister was stressed about what she's going to study in college, and Mom thought it would be good for me too. The evaluation included an IQ test, personality test, spatial vision test, memory test, and others. My sister outperformed me in almost every aspect. She has an IQ of 140, mine is 122. The only test I scored slightly better in was the memory test. I always thought I was smarter than my sister because I hardly study and still do well in school, while she works much harder for slightly better grades. My mom was also surprised by my sister's results. We thought we didn't know she was that smart since she's very quiet, so it's harder to measure. However, last weekend we watched some old home videos, and I was shocked. Almost every video featured me singing, dancing, talking to the camera, while there were hardly any of my sister. My mom said it was because my sister didn't like being in front of the camera, but she was only 4 years old in these videos. I also had 6 big birthday parties growing up, while my sister had only 3, despite being older. There's even no video of her middle school graduation, just a few photos. I started to think, and there is a lot of examples of my mom favoring me over my sister. Now, I'm questioning everything. I feel embarrassed and don't want to talk to anyone I know about this. I also don't want to admit to my sister that she might have been right all along because I'm afraid she'll become insufferable. Edit. My sister made a comment, but it's lost in this sea of comments, so I'll just put it in an edit. Hi people, OP sister here. My brother came to my room to talk to me and showed me this post he made about the situation. We are talking right now, but I just need to make this quick comment. To all the people being mean to my brother, please stop it. He doesn't deserve it. We have a good relationship, as he said in another comment. We play chess and tennis together, the only physical activity I actually like. And we are always watching something together right now, it's the boys. He also always pops into my room to talk, sometimes annoy me. I am not going to cut him or my mom off after college. Although he didn't mention it in the post, I'm autistic, and I have a strong feeling this is the main reason why my mom treats us differently. But my brother has never made me feel bad for being autistic in any way, and he has helped me a lot with making friends and social interactions in general. Matt, this is for you. I'm sorry that I made you feel invalidated before when mom treats you better. I know it's not your fault, and I know I can be mean sometimes. I'm making this a public promise that I'll not do this anymore. I loved that you came to talk to me. This is something that I have noticed since I can remember, and I'm really happy that you are now seeing this too. Bye people. Next story. My wedding was supposed to be in 10 days. My wedding was supposed to be 10 days from now. I won't be getting married since my former fiancé beat me. We'd been together for 2.5 years and he'd never, ever raised his hand to me. I would have never agreed to marry him if he had hit me. This was the first time it happened. Our neighbor was the one who called the police. The police told me he had been drinking and he was shouting about his football team not winning their match at the Euros and saying it is all my fault. I wouldn't have tried to stop the police from charging him, but they told me that they are going ahead and have my neighbor as a witness as well as camera footage. I did not know our neighbor had a camera. My cooperation is not required. I guess sometimes the victim will lie or try to have the charges dropped, but the police said that isn't possible. I have left London and am living elsewhere. Our landlord was very understanding about me leaving our flat and our lease. I am safe and have support from my family. I know not all women leaving situations like mine have that. I bought me a new mobile with a new number and I have been looking for a new job since I have moved. It's been 20 days. The bruises have healed, but I still feel them. It's probably psychological and I'll be seeing a counselor soon. I keep forgetting that the wedding is not happening. I already canceled everything, but once in a while, I remember something I was supposed to do before the wedding and have to remind myself it is not happening. I am probably not making sense, but that's the most surreal part of this. That I'm not having a wedding and don't need to do all the things I was supposed to do for the wedding. I feel stupid for being the most worried about a wedding that isn't even happening when I have other problems. I'll probably be judged for posting this. Next story. Plastic surgery regret. I've never regretted anything more. Total of 6 different procedures over a 4-year period. Leg lengthening surgery to gain 13 centimeters 5 inches in height. Jaw enhancement. Surgery to lengthen my left arm 5 centimeters 2 inches. A complete set of veneers over my natural teeth. A hair transplant. Surgery to lengthen my right arm 5 centimeters 2 inches. I regret all of it. I thought my life would be better, but none of it has changed a thing. I wasted so much time and am in so much debt. After my right arm finished healing, I took a trip to Miami for my birthday. It was my first ever international trip, not counting my going for any of my procedures. I thought I would have the time of my life at beaches and nightclubs, but the trip was a bust. Looking good and being 5 foot 10 inches looking great made no difference. I'm 30 years old and I'm still a virgin. My younger brother is almost a carbon copy of who I was before my surgeries, and he pulls more women than I have ever seen and somehow stays friends with all of them after the fact. I've realized the surgeries made absolutely no difference and I regret all of them. I went into debt and wasted all that time for nothing. I hate it. Don't ever get plastic surgery. It won't make any difference, and you'll have all the pain for nothing. Next story. I made a stupid mistake at my job, and now I'm going to get fired. I know this is my fault, and I'm going to get fired. I work in human resources. An employee came to me and told me that another employee here has a tattoo that is the slogan for a known terrorist organization. The tattoo isn't in our country's predominant language, and it isn't in English. But the employee who was bringing the complaint gave the translation, and it fit with what he was saying. Myself and the manager of the tattooed employee looked up the slogan, and once we saw it was used, we started the disciplinary process. Most of the time she is wearing a blazer or jacket, so the tattoo is hidden, but she does have tattoos on both arms, and people knew that. The employee who originally brought the complaint made it seem as if he spoke the language her tattoo is written in. He doesn't. He recognized one word and used Google Translate for the rest. Her tattoo has nothing to do with any terrorist slogan. The complaining employee got it wrong. He doesn't speak that language. He used Google. I'm an idiot who took his word about the tattoo without questioning if he knew the language. So did the tattooed employee's own manager. The employee with the tattoo is angry and said she is speaking to a solicitor. She was in charge of an important project and was public-facing to some of our clients. It is why we wanted to deal with it if she had a terrorist slogan for a tattoo. Besides the fact that it is against our code of conduct. She did not take it well when she was suspended, and now I know why. She has quit and is angry. Her manager is in the United States for a conference, but was told to come back. The manager and me are in hot water. I'm an idiot for not verifying the actual tattoo. I can't believe I was so stupid. My wife just had a baby, and I don't know how to tell her I'm going to get fired. I don't know why I handled this so badly. I'm going to be fired. Next story. My girlfriend is disgusted by my body. Somebody please talk to me. I'm beyond miserable. I 45M have never had sex before. I was incredibly socially awkward in my 20s and have had some major trauma, which I don't even want to get into, that made me resort to self-harm. Severe self-harm. I now have dark, disgusting looking scars almost all over my body. Some are scars over other scars. The tissue is completely ruined to the point where you can't even see any normal skin. I've tried everything to somehow remove them. Creams have just made them a bit lighter and softer, and laser surgery won't remove them completely. With how many scars I have, it's gonna cost unimaginable amount too, so I'm stuck with this forever. Before this, I never had a relationship or anything. I haven't got the best looks, to put it lightly, only 5'2", really skinny, bad facial features, and the fact that I'm not sociable either doesn't help. My romantic life was basically dead, but I kinda went along with it. Never considered that I would have an opportunity to have sex, so I wasn't worried about my scars anymore. I accepted that I would die alone and would never experience any of romance. I got lucky though. I managed to get a girlfriend. She's wonderful, caring, beautiful, and I love her a lot. We've been dating for around 5 months and never had sex because I wasn't comfortable with it. I'm terribly insecure about how I look naked. I don't even have mirrors in my bathroom, and shower is a torture for me. I try to not look at my body at all and get out of it as fast as possible. She knows about this and always reassures that my scars can't be that bad and she'll still love me no matter what. So we were making out yesterday when she got handsier and asked me if she could take my clothes off. I was really horny and also hopeful about her still liking me despite my flaws. But yeah, I was so stupid for thinking that. When she took my shirt off, she literally screamed, "Oh my God." She called me deformed, turned away, and told me to put my clothes back on. I apologized multiple times, but she just got up and left. I've texted her, tried to call her, but she isn't responding. I've been doing nothing but crying since. Haven't felt this humiliated in a long time. The worst part, I can't blame her. I do look extremely repulsive. I shouldn't subject anyone to looking at me again. I just feel so crappy, pathetic, and alone. Edit. So thank you for the comments. Most of them were positive and made me realize that I don't deserve this treatment. She texted me back, apologizing, but I don't really know if I should answer. Genuinely not ready to show my scars to anyone right now, especially her. And yes, some people have DM'd me saying that they're curious about my scars, so no, I'm sorry, but I don't want anyone seeing them. Others have accused me of faking the story. Some said that my girlfriend's reaction is too cruel to be real. Honestly, if you think that I'm genuinely happy that you've been treated so good that you perceive this as impossible. One person even called me an incel. Sincerely, I have no clue how any of what I said would indicate that. Sure, technically, by definition, I am involuntarily celibate, but I'm clearly not hateful towards women or anything like that. Someone said that the narration sounds female? Genuinely, what the hell? Why? Can't I be sad as a man? I'm just going to assume this comment was made by a child, because it makes zero sense to me. I hope you guys like this video. If you did, make sure like, comment, share, and subscribe the channel our posts.